Hi, I'm Amy, your tour guide for tonight's episode of Murderous, Mysterious, and Macabre. Tonight I'll be telling my co-hosts, Amber and Joe, about an Ivy League murder.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What a good hook. Ooh.
Ivy League, so it's elite.
I know. Well, we are starting in Connecticut, so I had to do it right, ladies. So
Yes, respect.
There.
Reminder, you can find content warnings for this episode in the description below. And the subject of our Ivy League murder can be found on an Oxygen, which is a TV channel series called A Wedding and a Murder, and in a book called Murder at Yale, the true story of a beautiful grad student and a cold-blooded crime.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the Lifetime movie title to drop.
I mean, isn't Oxygen like an offshoot of Lifetime? They just do like the more serious movies instead of the happy movies.
Yeah, I want to
fucked
say
up movies. Yeah.
Oh well, we're not.
I only think
Right.
of Oxygen as like. I only think of the Oxygen channel as like that channel where you can watch Pilates and yoga on TV.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. In the mornings, Pilates and yoga. At night, murder shows. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like the
Yeah.
best of every world right there.
Honestly, yeah, I think that is the one and only channel I need. It's like a well-rounded adult woman.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. I have not watched it for a long time, so I feel like I might have to go back and see what it has to offer. So
I mean, who has cable anymore? The only time we watch cable
I
is when we have to
know.
travel and we have to stay in a hotel, and then all you do is find forensic files to fall asleep to.
yes.
So,
And it plays in
Yep.
the background all day and all night. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm so glad it's not just me. Poor Kyle gets to the point where he's like, "Don't you want to watch anything else?" And I'm like, "A Gremlin."
No.
I'm like, "No, don't change it."
This is my comfort show. Yeah. And then, yeah, I listen to that like forensic files and stuff too, and watch it too. And then Brett will like come in and look at me, and he'll be like, "What? Like, do you think that this helps your anxiety?" Or I'm like, "I don't know. I just like it."
kind of.
You're like, "Actually, it does." So there.
I live alone.
All right,
I only
ladies.
get judged by my dogs. So.
But let's face it, they can judge you pretty hard sometimes. So
Oh, yes, they can. Kevin especially.
Oh gosh. All right, ladies. So the subject of our episode tonight is named Annie Lee.
Annie Lee.
So Annie Lee, isn't that just like a fun, catchy name? I like it. Annie
Super
Lee
cute.
was born on July 3rd, 1985. So, she's a little bit. I mean, not too long ago. It's a little more recent. She was born in San Jose, California. I guess for me, it's not really that recent. I'm old, guys, so I'm like, she's younger than me. Like, that's pretty young. So, yeah, not so much. I realize that now after saying it. That's almost 40 years ago. So, yeah. Anyways, she was born in San Jose, California, to a Vietnamese American family. So, if you'd like to open up your pictures now.
Okay.
You can see picture number 1 and introduce yourself to Annie Lee.
Oh, she's so cute.
Super
I know.
cute.
I was gonna
I
say,
know,
yeah,
she's
she looks like very
beautiful.
happy. She's like glowing a little bit, like
You can definitely tell, too, that this was either like late 90s, early 2000s that this picture was taken, just by like the wisp of bangs
The
to
earrings.
the side, and the earrings, with a t-shirt on. Just that combination somehow just speaks late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, also the shiny lip gloss. Yeah,
That
yeah,
too,
yeah.
yes.
So, yeah.
Nobody
no,
uses lip gloss anymore.
I've been rewatching Tangential I have just started a rewatch of Doctor Who because I want to get to the newest Doctor Who season because I've heard it's good. I didn't realize that first season started almost 20 years ago, which means it started in 2005, which means I am old. But some of the fashion throwbacks there, I'm like, oh wow, what a blast from the past. But she definitely has it's mid but early 2000s. Like she definitely has that mid to early 2000s look of the pink blush and then the lip gloss, the shiny lip gloss, kind of just very big fashion earrings, the fashion jewelry style earrings. Yeah.
Very sparkly too.
You have to imagine she'd have a little shrug on over that.
Love it.
But beautiful. She's a beautiful, beautiful girl. And little more of her past. She went to school at a high school called Union Mine High School in El Dorado, California. She is not only adorable, she was very smart. She was a valedictorian of her class when she graduated. And she was voted by her class to be most likely to be the next Einstein. So she was super smart. Super, super smart. So she's
but I know that this is probably going to be sad.
Brains. I know. Yeah. It makes me, hearing all these cool things about her, I'm like, oh no, the sadness is already incoming.
I know. But let's just celebrate the before the sadness.
What a badass.
Yes. So after high school, Annie Lee went to college at the University of Rochester in upstate New York. She left California, where she's from, went all the way across the country by herself to go to school because she's so smart. She got $160,000 scholarship to go.
Holy shit!
Get her undergrad. Yeah,
that's wild.
And she was born in 85. She would have been going to college in the early 2000s. College would have been so much cheaper than it is now.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she got a big old scholarship for her big old brain. She earned it.
Good for her.
And she majored. This is going to be near and dear to all of our hearts, you guys, because her major as an undergrad was cell developmental biology. What? That's my major.
Nice. Yeah.
But her minor was medical anthropology.
So nice, my girl.
She's like, if you took the three of us and melded us all together into one person,
we would have been Annie Lee.
Smarter, more put together person. Yeah.
It would probably take all three of our brains put together to be Annie Lee as well. But yes, I was like, oh my god, I love this girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So our friend Annie did not go to college to get her degree in communications or English lit or anything like that. Like she went balls to the wall. She meant it. She was going to very good STEM use of that college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while she was in college, she met a gentleman by the name of Jonathan Wadowski. And they dated all through college and ended up getting engaged. They got engaged and their wedding date was set for September 13th, 2009. So she got a massive scholarship, awesome degrees, and the man of her dreams all in a 4-year span. So
goddamn.
Kudos to Annie Lee, man.
Yeah.
I know. So her next step in life, which brings us to our Ivy League, is she got accepted into the graduate program at the Yale School of Medicine.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I mean, she just kept climbing that ladder up and up. Every step of the way was better than the last one. She was getting the program she chose is pharmacology. So she's going to be a pharmacist or, something in that realm. She was set to get her PhD in 2013. And while she was in her program, she was so good. She also had worked in the labs at Yale. So she wasn't just a student. She was actively juggling her program, work in the labs, and her particular specialty was monitoring the effects of different medicines on mice. So she was the one actively, when they do all these trials and things, she would be the one going in there and monitoring the animal subjects. And
that's crazy.
That was at the campus laboratory. So it was for Yale. It was at the campus laboratories at 10 Amistad Street. I probably said that wrong, but that's what I'm going with. 10 Amistad Street. So yeah, she's pretty badass. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I would want to marry her too. No doubt in my mind. She's like amazing. She's awesome. Then we move on to Tuesday, September 18th, 2009. So that sounds familiar. That is 5 days before her wedding date.
I was going to say September 2009, right?
Oh. Yeah. This is 5 days before her wedding.
Oh, boy.
Annie disappeared. She fell completely off the radar. She had an office in a building on the Yale campus called the Sterling Hall of Medicine. So she woke up that morning. She took Yale Transit to the office there. And I don't know if it was, as a PhD student, she probably didn't have a big old fancy office. It was probably a little cube somewhere, or a little desk tucked in a corner. But she arrived at her office, dropped off all of her stuff, and around 10 a.m., she left the Sterling Hall of Medicine and began to walk to the lab at Amistad Street. She left her purse, her cell phone, everything. She's a good lab worker. You're not supposed to have your cell phone or your purse or anything like that. She did everything she's supposed to. Left. So, yeah, she was expecting to just dart over to the lab and come back and pick up her stuff before she went home. So she had nothing on her that you would think somebody would take if they were
leaving on purpose
or going somewhere for an extended amount of time.
Okay. Yeah. Because that's the first flag I think in my mind is like, okay, if she left all this stuff, like, one, she probably is expecting this to be a routine day. She doesn't normally take it, but then two, like, if I'm leaving my phone behind and not just hiding it in a pocket, like, that means that I am making a quick trip. I'm not expecting to be gone even a couple hours or anything like that. So,
and she's also got so much going for her. Like, why would she just up and leave? Yeah,
she's already planned out her doctorates. Like, there's not a chance. And that becomes a theme where it's like, and then the police said that she must have been a runaway. I'm gonna lose my shit. So just prepare
to do that.
Oh my god.
Well, I will give you ladies some theories coming up.
Okay.
Ready.
All right. The next thing we know in our timeline is that Annie Lee arrived at the Amistad Street lab just after 10 a.m. And we know this because there's security camera footage of her walking into the building. So next page, you'll see picture number 2.
Oh, yeah. Looks like carrying
there's shoes.
Papers or a book or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this one gave me the chills a little bit. That's the actual security cam footage of that morning before she disappeared.
Is this like the last image of her that we have?
This is the last image of her.
It's totally weird because it's like middle of a security camera. You can tell like she's mid-step. It looks kind of awkward. She's trying to carry some stuff and
balancing
just kind of
like these books or papers or something.
Balancing, almost looks like she was maybe rushing to the lab and then like trying to juggle stuff at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That is so weird. That's always so unsettling when it's like this, like, because it doesn't seem like any kind of crazy photo. It's just somebody walking on a campus, and then when you're like, and you get that like little caption of like, "This is the last time they were seen." It's just like, oh,
you're like, oh shit,
because it's like bright and daylight too. I know you said 10 a.m., but it's like broad daylight on a Yale campus. Like what?
In September. So yeah, I mean,
that school's in session. Like,
and to your point, like she looks like she's kind of like either trying to juggle things or get to where she's going. You know, I know myself, and I am a very like driven sort of type A person, and so there's no like leisurely walking for me. I like Joe jokes about this all the time about me, like just get out of my way because I'm on a mission. Like I just want to get where I'm going, and that's kind of what that picture reminds me of. Is like she knows where she's going. She wants to get there. She wants to do her thing.
Yeah.
When in doubt, if you're walking anywhere with Amy, even if she doesn't know where she's going, just let Amy take the lead. Yell directions from the back if you have to, which I have done before. Just let Amy go.
That's so funny.
So figure it out.
Oh, so that's where I get it from. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've ended up the leader of a pack when we're walking somewhere, and then
you're like, I have no idea where I'm going.
To stop and be like, where are we going? Yeah. Everyone's like, I thought you knew. And I was like, I have no idea. I'm just walking.
No, I just want to get there. I don't know where it is.
I just assumed I'd figure it out eventually, or somebody I was telling me I was doing it wrong. Like, that's what I assumed.
That's where Joe usually comes in from behind with the Google Maps.
Yes. Yelling directions. Turn left. Left, I said.
Your other left.
Oh, it's so true.
Yeah. We love you, Joe.
All right. I know. Thank God for Joe.
You'd figure it out eventually. You're smart.
I mean, I just go in circles for so long before I realize I'm doing something wrong. All right, back to Annie Lee, guys.
All right.
So 9 p.m. by 9 p.m. that night, her housemate reports her missing. So she lived with 5 other girls. New York's a very expensive place to live. I imagine probably all met at school. They're probably all, you know, even with their nice scholarships, some broke college students. So yeah, we had 6 girls packed into a house, and one of them by 9 p.m. And remember, Annie left that morning, probably to Joe's point, just to do a little bit of quick work and then get back home. By 9 p.m. when she wasn't home, her housemate got very worried and called the police and tried to file a missing persons report. So not even 24 hours had gone before. So obviously it was very out of character for her to just not show up or not contact people or it's not in her nature. Because for alarms to sound that quickly, it's a pretty telling aspect of her personality, I feel like.
Yeah. Because usually I've heard that's one of the big things. And you know, every police station is good or bad to its own merit. Like they're not consistent across the board. But I've heard one of the biggest things is there's like that myth that you're supposed to wait 24 hours before reporting a missing person, but that's false.
Do it before.
You should report them as soon as you think something is wrong, just because that gives them more time. But I think that myth started just because, like, especially for an adult, like in 24 hours is usually probably when alarm bells start going off, where you're like, oh, they never came home last night. Like, that's odd. But like, yeah, for somebody to notice, like, before you're even like really going to bed or anything like that, like, must have been very part of her personality that she like was always home or always said something or was just very meticulous about like where she was and how she spent her time.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine that like, remember, in my mind, like I didn't research it that much. Yeah. I think we lost Joe.
You know, the Wi-Fi's actually fine. My phone signal keeps saying SOS on it, but I should be doing this off of the Wi-Fi, so I don't know
Yeah.
why it's doing that. It's done it to me a couple other times at this house, but it usually only lasts like a minute and it's not that big a deal. Oddly enough, for being like out in the middle of nowhere, even when I was like middle of nowhere, Utah, New Mexico, I still had pretty decent service. So I don't know.
I usually do
what
too,
that
unless
is.
I'm like actively in the mountains and they're blocking it. I usually have really good service no matter where I am.
Yeah. So, oh well. Anyways, I heard everything you guys were saying. You just couldn't hear or see me for some reason. I heard everything. I heard the bit about marking
You were
the cliff.
the ghost.
Yeah.
I was the ghost, yes.
You were. You were totally the ghost.
I am the ghost in my own Airbnb.
Yep.
What a horror movie plot
By
twist.
the way, Amy, was
like the others, but with fewer cast members.
Yeah, it was the other thing Amber and I were talking about where I got kind of concerned that my Airbnb host could be a little extra control freaky, because the first evening that I was here and I saw that rule, I was like, well, shit, I didn't plan on that being a rule, and I still have to go to the store, and they live right up the street, so I hope she doesn't bitch at me for seeing my car leave and then like drop by the house and not see me with the dogs or anything. Like, I came back and I had closed all the doors to all the rooms to make sure that nobody made a mess anywhere that I couldn't easily get to and see. And when I came back, 2 of the doors were wide open that I had checked and made sure that the dogs couldn't open. So the Airbnb could be haunted, because it's happened twice now. And also, one night I went to bed and I left a pot holder on the kitchen counter, and I remember looking at it and being like, I should put that away. But I'm too lazy. I don't want to put it away. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And the next morning when I came out to the kitchen, it was in its drawer and the drawer was open.
Joe, you need to download Amber's app right now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Fuck.
I told her, I'm like, man, we could have just camped out at your vacation.
We totally could have. Like, let's go join Joe.
I don't know that I want to, though. I've kind of just sort of like made statements of, you leave me be and I'll leave you be. I'm only here for a few days. Because they kind of...
you don't want to...
They have a bunch of Jesus paraphernalia everywhere. Like, literally every room has a book in it somewhere that is either a Bible or Bible affiliation somehow. Like, one of them is a word of the day dictionary that's based in Bible verse.
Oh, dear God, Joe. Oh, dear God.
So they are really haunted.
Yeah,
that's what you're telling me.
So I'm like,
oh, dear God.
Whatever it is, don't want to mess with it. Maybe.
Uh-oh, she's breaking up again.
I can hear you guys just fine.
Oh, I was going to say...
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Fine. I was going to say, maybe this ghost can commiserate with you, and you guys can just sit there, like, you can drink, and you can just talk shit about this Jesus stuff with the ghost. It'd be like,
maybe.
Can you believe this bullshit, ghost?
I
mean, I feel
seriously.
you, man. I wouldn't want to be trapped in a house full of Jesus stuff either.
Seriously, like, I moved everything that was Jesus paraphernalia out of the bedroom that I'm sleeping in just because it makes me that uncomfortable. I don't know why, because I grew up around it, but I just feel weirded out by it.
That's usually why people that have those, like, very strictly religious upbringings, it's like, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like a physical manifestation of all the judgment of Christians all at once.
I mean, yes.
Everybody who's affiliated and has ever judged me. I'm like, oh. Yeah.
Like, they even have, like, DVDs set up here, and they have, like, 2 rows of them. The back row is stuff that would be, like, more interesting to the general person, like DVDs of Dexter, of, like, some comedy movies. The front row has, like, The Passion. And other Jesus. Sort of, like, Top Gun and sort of, like, you know, those kinds of movies where... Not necessarily strictly Christian movies, but definitely ones that you more associate with, like, white dudes. So,
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Christian white dudes.
Yuck.
Well,
Yuck,
I'm
man.
sorry. Your place is very, very haunted. How long do you have
Very,
to stay
very
there?
sucky and very, very haunted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I leave Thursday morning, so.
Well, at least if anything's not clean, like you can be like, man, I cleaned it. I cleaned the shit out of that. That
Yeah.
ghost must have just.
That
It's
ghost
the
just fucked
reason
shit
why
up,
you're
man. I don't know.
It fucked shit up after I left. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I did accidentally like move the Bible askew. Maybe that let the demons in.
Yeah.
I can't say for certain.
Oops.
Oh my god. Oopsie.
All right. Okay.
That's
now that
funny.
I'm back, and now that we've sidetracked enough,
So much sidetracking.
let's get
So I'm
back to
actually
poor
going to cover
Annie.
you in one of our next episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. No. All right. You're right. Annie Lee.
Annie Lee.
Annie Lee.
Reported to the police by 9 p.m.
Yes.
Wild.
Yeah. And so my thought behind this is, my biggest thought is, yes, she probably did live with other graduate students or college students or whatever. And it did say she took the Yale Transit to the campus that day.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is another student, their tip-off could very well have been, you know, those buses only run so late. And if Annie didn't make it home by the time that last bus ran, that was like triggering warning bells in somebody's brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that I think that may have been a factor. I mean, it would, I know if I were that age and I lived with people who used public transit, and I were familiar with it, that I would kind of be like, oh, wait a minute, they should be home by now. How else would they possibly get home? Because remember, 2009, ladies, Uber was not a thing at this point.
Yeah.
Like, taxis are not, you know, we're not talking in the city, we're talking upstate New York. So that transit was probably her only way around.
Yeah, especially that far.
Yeah. So on to the investigation. This is where we're going to come with our theory. Initially, this is going to be a shocker. Police were unsure if they were dealing with anything that was a homicide or a disappearance.
Oh my god. Every fucking time. Especially with minorities and women. Every time. And
they're flighty. They're flaky.
She's both.
Uh-huh.
Like
it gets worse.
Yeah.
It's not like one or. It's like, no, it gets progressively worse if you're both.
Yeah.
And
I like she was queer on top of it. She would be
exponentially worse. I was gonna say,
never mind that she's a PhD student and she's brilliant and she's driven and she's probably very regulated. Oh no, she's probably flighty and flaky and just disappeared on her own.
Yeah.
She's just gone for a little while. I wouldn't worry about it.
And like I was going to say before the weird internet shit was happening, I don't know if it differs per state, but I do know that people will sometimes go to the police before the 24 hours and they'll get told you have to wait 24 hours, usually because the police write it off as, oh, well, maybe they just didn't want to come home tonight, or they were staying with a friend, or they went out drinking, or they don't have to stick to every single pattern, which fair, true. But at the same time, if someone's coming to you and they're saying this person's missing, something's off, don't just flat out write it off. And that's one of the best pieces of advice a lot of people give out these days is if you think someone is gone missing, you haven't heard from them, even if it's before the 24 hours, report it. Keep reporting it until that 24-hour mark. And if they still don't listen to you, keep reporting it. Annoy the shit out of the fucking police department. Camp out in their fucking lobby if you have to get them to listen to you. Because sometimes that's what it takes to get them to take it seriously.
Yeah. And that's the big thing too, is like, you know, it's every city, every town is a completely different police department. So like, yeah, I'm sure there are police that like care about their job and like are doing it for good reasons. But I'm also sure there's a lot of police that are lazy douchebags, and they just happen to live in a city or town that will let them get away with that. So
Yeah.
And
do what you gotta
Yale
do.
police in a college town, regardless of how like straight shooting she is, how organized she is, the fact that she's got a wedding coming up in a few days, like they may still look at that and be like, oh, but she is a college student. Maybe she's just out blowing off steam, drinking with friends, and it's not her housemates.
You know, that's the other thing women get written off for all the time is like, oh, well, women get crazy about their weddings. Like, maybe she's getting cold feet or whatever. Like, she just needed to have something happen before she got married. Whatever. Whatever.
So funny. So funny you should say that, because
oh my
God.
That is the exact theory that they began their investigation with, is that she must have gotten cold feet. It is only 5 days before her wedding. Never mind that she has all the hallmarks of somebody who makes a decision, puts everything into it, knows what she wants, puts her all into it. She must have gotten nervous and gotten cold feet.
She's just got a touch of the hysteria. Like, don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
She's going to run off on her lab work. Yeah. She's going to run off on her rent. She's just going to run away from all this good stuff she's got going, instead of saying, hey, I just don't think we should get married right now. Or I just don't think this is working out. God.
Yeah. Legitimately, if there were an old-timey asylum, they could have put her away in for the vapors. They probably would have.
They probably would have. Hysteria, the vapors, do some cocaine.
So yeah, that was our initial working theory, or at least they did theorize it. I don't know if it was the only theory, but that's the one that popped up right away. Until they looked into it, for a day or two more, and realized that although we have this beautiful image of Annie Lee walking into the building, there was miraculously not a single video of her leaving the building.
It took you a couple of days to figure that out. That's not the first.
I'm not sure how long you checked, but they did realize it. So I'm not sure if it dawned on them that it was that significant. I'm not sure how long it took them, but they did realize that, hey, there's not a single bit of footage of Annie Lee leaving the Amistad Street lab.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you check.
It is It is a proper lab, even though it's on a college campus and not like a commercial lab. It's a proper lab. You need building and badge access to get in the building alone. And then there are different types of labs within this building. And so there are different levels of access. Much like the lab that we work for, we can get into some labs, but we cannot get into other labs in the building with our badge. Every badge is hard-coded to access only certain labs. Annie Lee happened to work in the basement. The mice were in the basement, and it took, I want to say I read, up to 3 levels of access. So anybody who worked in the building could get in the building. And then to get in the surface level labs, you needed a different level of access. To get in the basement labs, you needed yet a deeper level of access. So that's what Annie
even
Lee
fewer people could get in there with her. So one, they should know, like from a badging system, they should be able to tell in theory anywhere in the building she was that day.
Yeah.
But then 2, there's one entrance you have to badge into and out of that has a security camera. Is there a second entrance or exit we know about?
So there were other exits. They checked all cameras, and none of them had any footage of her leaving.
Damn. Okay. Because I was thinking maybe if there's suspicious. I was thinking maybe if there's a fire exit or something, they might not have a camera on it. But but no, that's sketchy. Okay.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
like fire exits
Tell
are
me more.
usually wired too, so that would go off
That's
probably
true.
if someone tried to use it instead. So
Yeah, you're right.
where
It,
the
it would
fuck should she
alarm.
go?
It would almost assuredly alarm if you went out an exit you were not supposed to, or worse, tried to enter someplace you were not supposed to.
God.
So, I think they started to take it a little more seriously when they realized there is zero evidence of her ever leaving this building.
Good.
Then we get to September 12th, where when they started much more thoroughly checking, all right, let's see what we can find in this building, because maybe she's hurt somewhere. Maybe maybe she fell down. Let's thoroughly search this building.
Okay, wait.
Um,
I'm going to pause you. So September
Okay.
12th, we're doing a check. She disappeared the morning of September 2nd?
nope. She
Fifth.
disappeared the morning of the 8th.
The 8th.
8th. Okay, 8th.
So we've
Okay,
gotten
8th.
4
days
days.
later.
5 days before her wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And now
8th was
4
5
days.
days before the wedding. We're
And
now 4
it's been
days
4
after that.
days.
Yeah. So
We
we're
didn't
the
think,
day
she
before
might
her
be
wedding.
hurt and trapped
Yes.
before then. Okay.
Yes.
And we
Okay,
finally
I'm just checking.
realized
I'm just checking.
maybe she's stuck somewhere in the building hurt. The
Maybe
day
she's
before
stuck
her
somewhere in the
wedding.
building.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's tragic.
Well, I think they've been searching. It's a large building. It's got a lot of labs.
Yeah.
We work for a company that has labs. There are lots of little nooks and crannies and heavy equipment, and there's all kinds of stuff. And so I would imagine even, and I'm just going out on a limb. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm not thinking this is a massive police force. You know what I mean? It's uptown New York. It's a small town. They probably don't have a very big force. So I would imagine it would take because you don't want to let volunteers in. You want to keep it a closed building, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to take some time to search all those areas.
Yeah.
On September 12th, 4 days after she went missing, 1 day before her wedding, they found bloody clothes stuffed into a ceiling tile in the lab building.
It's always in a fucking ceiling tile.
Yeah. So those creepy, like popcorny ceiling tiles that you can pop up and move over.
No.
They found a lot of bloody clothes up in there.
And like this is
I
also
want to say
a
it was
lab.
a bathroom, but I'm not 100%.
You have access to like biohazard bins and bags that people don't generally go searching through. Like, I don't.
Oh,
you also usually have like laundry bins.
Yeah.
Well, also they're doing animal studies. I guarantee you they have incinerators at that lab.
Yeah,
they have,
for sure.
Or they have some type of service that picks stuff up daily and incinerates it. Like, you don't.
Yeah,
do
that's so weird.
Animal testing without that.
Shoving it up in a ceiling tile in a bathroom is a very weird move, because those popcorn ceiling tiles are also not very sturdy, so you would imagine like even if it's not a lot of blood, like eventually something's gonna kind of
it could leak. It could
leak, or the
something.
weight could break.
Like,
that's not good planning, my bud. This murderer was certainly not as smart as she was. That's all I'm saying. That's
someone who was just massively panicking. It just like their brain just shut off. It has to be. Once they found those bloody clothing, the police officially declared the building a crime scene. They shut it down, put up the tape. Like, it was full-blown crime scene at this point.
But 4 days later, in a large building that's busy with tons of people going in and out. Granted, some of them only have access to certain areas, but I think the bathrooms are pretty accessible areas. That could have been anyone.
Yeah, because if it's not a crime scene, like even if they were searching the building, even if they let skeleton crew of people in, because you have to think again, they're doing animal testing. They have to let somebody in to still take care of those animals. Like, you can't just shut it down, and like there's just no way. So yeah, it had to be contaminated-ish.
Yeah.
By then, at least somewhat contaminated by then.
4 days. At bare minimum, you've got 4 more days for the murderer to come back and hide more evidence, or pick something up and take it, or catch something else.
Or dispose of it properly.
Yes.
Also, again, where this person's dumb is they
run the risk.
So.
Yeah. So the next day, September 13th, while they were in the building, police noticed a smell similar to that of a decomposing body.
Oh,
and that's
God.
in quotes because that's a direct quote from one of the officers.
Ew.
Oh. They're going to find her body in the ceiling, aren't they?
Yeah. So cadaver dogs were brought in.
Mm-hmm.
And at 5 p.m., they discovered Annie Lee's body stuffed into a wall upside down.
Oh.
What the fuck? How stuffed into a wall? Like one of those temporary wall type things? Like
Annie Lee
fuck?
She was a small statured woman. I should have said that sooner. I think she was about 5 feet. She was very thin, very tiny. So if you maybe think of not a false wall, but you know how walls sometimes have pop outs to drop wiring or vents or things like that. And so it's not a huge pop out, but it's a pop out nonetheless. So she was upside down. So somebody hoisted her into this dead space, essentially, in a wall.
But it was in the basement. Open, there was just open dead space. It wasn't plaster over the top, or
it didn't say. It just said in a wall, and I was envisioning you know how in movies and stuff they take that grate off and they get into the air ducts and things like that.
Yeah, you're right.
I was picturing something like that. Somebody
it could be that. It could be again through the ceiling tiles that you can access those.
Yeah,
or again, it could also be like Amber's saying, it could be kind of like a false pop out full wall panel that comes out and they just laid her body on it and hoisted it back up into place. And also stuck in a wall, and it's 5 days later and they start noticing the smell. If they didn't have a missing persons report open on her and they weren't investigating this, could you imagine working in that lab and being like, okay, whose fucking animal tests got out and died somewhere in the walls? What do we do?
Oh,
and the poor custodial worker that would have had to take out that wall and find a body.
Yes.
That would have been disgusting.
Oh my god.
The decomposition
the
coming
person
through
at
the
end
wall.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
I don't know if you guys registered that date, but that is in fact
her wedding day.
The date of her wedding. She was discovered on the day she was supposed to be walking down the aisle.
That's fucking grim. Okay, so speaking of, where is fiance in all of this? Because her homegirl roomies called it in. What the hell is he up to?
I wish I would have taken more notes on him. I'm not sure what program he was in, but he was actually in a post-grad program at a whole different college in a whole other state. So he was not even a suspect. And also, he did not have a badge to get into the building.
Okay.
So he was clear.
He I think, was very quickly ruled out as a suspect because
it was not the spouse for once.
It was not for once the spouse. Yeah.
Still,
it does suck for him. Goodness,
future wife.
You get to learn about that the day you're supposed to be married.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that day that was supposed to be your anniversary every year for the rest of your life is the anniversary of when they discovered.
Because it's bad enough, the day of trauma, but I didn't even think about carrying that date with you the rest of your life. Oh,
that's
poor boy.
Gotta be awful and traumatic.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
So our beautiful, beautiful Annie Lee is no more at this point. Cause of death, according to the coroner, and this is a direct quote, traumatic asphyxiation by neck compression. So she was manually strangled to death, or something was pressed against her neck enough to strangle her.
Either way, that sucks.
But
like they make it so much easier in the movies. It's actually, as has been discussed numerous times,
it takes a long time.
A long time. And a lot of times people try to strangle someone, they just pass out and then wake back up, and they end up having to kill them via another method, because strangulation is actually so fucking hard to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
God.
Yep.
This poor girl.
Yeah, even worse. She had a broken jaw and a broken collarbone that was determined it was pre-mortem. So she that was not from being stuffed in a wall. She felt all of that. It was a full-on, pretty brutal assault on Annie Lee.
Jesus Christ.
And they do theorize that she was sexually assaulted. They found semen on her panty liner that were in her panties and elsewhere on her body.
So it's a man. I mean, I know we all probably theorized, because it usually is. Statistically, violent crime is committed more commonly by men than by women.
Yeah. Especially if it's not a spouse. That's a huge asterisk. If it is a spouse, or I mean, if it is a woman, it tends to be a spouse. But not so much if it's a stranger. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
horrible. Yeah,
that's horrible.
Pretty horrific, traumatizing. Just, I cannot think of a much worse ending, honestly.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing. So, let's go on to our suspect. Picture number 3, ladies.
Oh boy.
Oh, just a typical 2000s douchebag.
Yeah.
He's got the gelled, spiky hair, or it's not really a mohawk, it's just all the individual spikes. Dead eyes.
Truly. He looks... I don't know how to describe it other than there are some actors that I grasp onto this with as well, but he just looks like a rat. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just some guys, when I look at them, I don't know if it's like the nose and the wider set eyes. Just something looks like a rat. I don't know. I don't like him.
Yeah.
This
clearly.
I don't either. No. This is Raymond Clark III. Y'all know how I feel about the thirds and the fourths and the...
Yeah.
Like,
it speaks of...
warning bells.
It speaks of I can do whatever I want to because my daddy will pay to get me out of jail. That's usually what the second or third or fourth
white man who's had everything handed to him.
On a silver spoon.
Actually, our friend Raymond Clark was a lab technician. He was not a student at Harvard. His job was to be there and clean up after the entitled, rich,
so it's also
Harvard or Yale students.
It's got like a power trip thing going on. You motherfucker.
That's the feeling that I get. And there is a record of him complaining about Lee leaving dirty mice cages after her experiments or her studies. So
you can't
he already had a chip on his shoulder about her.
Every single mess the mice make. They're animals. They have thoughts and bodily functions of their own.
Yeah. Love that, like, the solution is like, oh, I'm frustrated with my job and my life, so I should obviously assault and murder this person.
Yeah.
Small, unassuming,
Who
kind,
can I take
smart
it out
woman.
On? That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can I take?
Yeah.
That's always like the MO is like, I don't like my life too much. Who could I take it out on?
Yep.
Yeah. We
Pretty
know.
much.
It's like, you know the type, right? It's like everybody knows this type of man where it's like you fit that
If
model
this
of
murder
like,
were in 2024, he would 1000% be labeled an incel.
Yes.
Yes.
1000%. That is the
100%.
vibes
Yes.
this guy is giving off.
Yes. No, 100%.
Yeah. So, yeah, his complaint about Lee in the first place is what made him an immediate suspect to the police.
Good.
I want to say even before they discovered the body, they were honing in on this guy of like, something doesn't seem right with this guy. And he, because of his job, lab technician, took care of the dirty mice cages, had the more limited access to the basement labs that Annie Lee had access to. So, to your point before, ladies, not very smart. Not a very smart guy.
He cleans up after them and he shoved bloody clothes in a ceiling tile. Buddy, you clean for a living. You clean biohazards for a living.
Dispose of this? Like, come on, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, you would think like murder by cleaner means like you'd have an immaculate crime scene and not a body turned in a wall and bloody clothes in a ceiling tile. Like, I don't know.
So
have some respect for your occupation. Jeez.
For me, completely, this dude just panicked. This was an absolute spur of the moment decision or not decision or whatever, and he just panicked afterwards. 100%.
Yeah.
So since they honed in on him so quickly, they were able to get a warrant for his DNA, and it came back as a match. This was the 2000s. We have, you know,
DNA.
Much faster technology with DNA matching.
God.
He was arrested on September 17th. So
Good.
Very quickly. Very, very quickly. They matched him. They arrested him.
Good. So that's 9 days. 9 days post murder.
Yep. Yeah, he did not stay free for very long.
No. And did he still just like hang around? Like he didn't try to like
No, because
like,
who's
dude,
gonna
you shoved her into the wall of where you worked. Like I would have like tendered my resignation and been like 10 states away.
But he's a white
Well,
dude.
he did have a fiance. He did have a life there. So I'm thinking he maybe thought he would not get people. Yeah, people wouldn't get suspicious of him if he just continued on with his life. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was, but this guy was either completely numb or just that stupid because he had to know he was a suspect. He had.
Yeah.
If you know anything about badge systems, you have to know that you have a very limited pool of people that they're going to be looking at.
Yeah. I'm going with a combination of stupid and entitled. That's what I'm going with here.
Yeah. That's he gives entitled vibes. Like I mean, whether he was, you know, born rich or not, he gives entitled vibes. So
just being a white dude, you have this sort of entitlement in society in general because that's how society unfortunately fucking works, no matter how much we're fighting against it. Which, same thing for us. We are women, but we are white women, so we do have more given to us in society than women that are minorities. So, I could definitely see it being stupid entitled.
Yeah. Just that sort of complex of like, no, bad things can't happen to me.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. Until you can go to the next picture now. Until the dawning look of realization falls on his face.
Oh shit. I feel no guilt for you.
Oh shit. I can't believe you caught me.
Yeah. He looks like 100% like he has been caught and just like resigned. He doesn't
seriously.
Almost sad, but almost more in the sense of like you know, well, shucks, what am I going to do with my life
Yeah.
now?
Oh, darn.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn. I mean, I can't just get away with murder?
This doesn't seem right. Yeah. So Raymond Clark was arrested. He was held at McDougall Walker Correctional Institution with a $3 million bail. So good for
Not
the
playing
judge.
around.
Took this seriously, not playing around. This guy obviously cannot come up with $3 million. So, you know, he wasn't going anywhere. He appeared in the Connecticut Superior Court right away. I mean, they fast-tracked. They started moving on this on October 6th, 2009. So,
wow.
Not even a month after Annie Lee disappeared, he was already showing up in court.
Good.
Good.
They did delay the hearing until January 26th in 2010, which gave him a little bit of time to, you know, sit in prison, think about things, think about maybe what he's done, where he might be headed, what the rest of his life might look like, maybe study up on DNA evidence and what they can prove in the courtroom for him. So yeah, he was from October to January just kind of lingering in jail, waiting for his trial to actually start. And it began at the end of January, and by March 17th of that year, he pled guilty. He straight up was like, I'm not gonna. Yeah. Like I
Really
did it.
fucking
I murdered
obvious.
Annie Lee. I'm guilty. Yeah. He finally, it dawned on him that he was not getting out of this.
He was not getting away with this. Yeah.
Yeah, and he pled guilty in exchange for, this is potentially going to make you very angry, a 44-year prison term.
Oh my god.
That's better than it could be.
This is a young gentleman.
It's obnoxious.
This is not a life sentence for him.
No.
This is 44 years. He'll be like in his 60s when he gets out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's obnoxious. It's definitely not as long as it should be, but like for a split second, I thought you were going to say 5 years, 10 years, and I was going to be livid because that shit does happen. Like, hello, Brock Turner got like 3 months. So, but like, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah. It's almost as if the police don't respect women, and doctors don't respect women, and courts don't respect women, and the government doesn't respect women, and like, wait a second, who does respect women? I think
other women sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah, not all women are great at that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, no, it is frustrating because it should be a life sentence, but
yeah, especially in my mind because he's so young. Like, if it was a 50-year-old dude and he got a 40, okay, you just got
that is a life
prison.
Sentence.
Yeah, but to be in your 60s, like, that's, to me, I don't know. I found that one a very hard pill to swallow.
It just,
I did not like it.
For me, it's always hard when they don't like, I think life sentences, and it sucks because it's a plea deal. So of course they had to make it not as long to just make it go faster, right? But and that's probably the only way they can entice him is like, oh well, we'll be in there till you're in your 60s, but then you have your 60s and 70s, you can like be out and about, and then it's enough of an enticement. And it sucks, but it's like one of those things where it's like, it's just really frustrating to see a person's life put into the terms of number. Like this woman in her 20s in the prime of her life about to get married is only worth 44 years.
Voted to be the next Einstein, working on her postdoc. Like,
and let's not forget, in a career to help people and to do good in the world. She wasn't just smart and an asshole. I mean, she could have been an asshole. We don't know. We don't really know anything about her. But regardless of that, she was going to dedicate her life to helping other people. And so it's not just like, he lost 44 years and she lost her life, but what type of difference could she have made if that life hadn't been ended on top of that? Which is what I found so galling. I was just I was so jaded by that. the only good thing is he took full responsibility for his actions and expressed remorse for the murder during the trial. He wasn't like, silent and just walking out. And I quote, he said, I alone am responsible for the death of Annie Lee and causing tremendous pain to all who loved and cared about Annie. So at least he acknowledged that it was a massive loss, and it still makes me mad that he even says her name. It's ugh, I don't even want to hear her name come out of his mouth. But he did take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
What he did not take responsibility for, which is the real kicker, is he entered an Alford plea on an additional charge. Do y'all know what an Alford plea is?
That's where you're saying, I'll accept the punishment, but I didn't do it, right?
Yes.
It's basically saying, like, I am not saying that I am guilty of this. I am saying that you have enough evidence to probably sway a jury that I did.
Yeah.
So it's refusing to admit that you did something. And that additional charge was the sexual assault of Annie.
Of course it was.
So he'll admit that he murdered her, but I'm not a creep. I didn't, assault her.
Yeah.
Even though they found your semen and matched your DNA to her.
Yeah.
I highly
Even though
doubt.
that's probably 100% what started the entire thing. Was
Exactly. I highly doubt that she would have had consensual sex with you and then pissed you off enough to kill her. I really don't think that would have happened.
Yeah. No, didn't you know that all consensual sex between a man and a woman leads to a broken jawbone and collarbone and complete strangulation? Didn't you know that? No, fucking stupid.
So I think that's what angered me the most. Is I get that they just wanted to put him away, but I was like, oh, that just left such a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Such a bad taste in my mouth. It
almost feels like everybody's writing it off. And that's one of the biggest frustrations too, is sexual assault. And this goes for all victims, men and women. It's true in this case, it's true on many sides of the world, where it's sexual assault is such a victim blaming, weird, gross, nobody takes it seriously. Nobody can report sexual assault because nobody will get sent to jail for sexual assault. It just doesn't fucking happen. I mean, if they do, they get off. I brought up Brock Turner angrily earlier. 3 months for sex, for the worst kind of assault you can do. Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. So, I'm sure he didn't want to admit to that. I'm sure the court and the judges just didn't care. They're like, oh, well, that's not the part that matters. We wouldn't even care about that if it wasn't for a murder. And that's infuriating. Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah. 100%.
Also, before we move on, I did just realize what actor he reminds me of. And he reminds me of this actor because I really only know the actor from one role. And in this role, he was a fucking asshole. He played basically Nikola Tesla if he were an all-powerful, immortal vampire, and he was a huge dick about it to everybody. He just has that same sort of face. He's got the thin face and the thin nose. He does. He just looks like a rat. And so he was the perfect person to choose for that role. Thin lips. But that, anytime I see a guy that looks like that, I just get an immediate red flag in my brain. And I know they can't help it, and some of them are probably decent. And I'm sorry if you look like that, but that's just how it ends up in my brain, and I can't not see it. So immediately knew that he was just the worst fucking human being when we saw his picture.
Yeah, one of those things where it's if you were cast as a movie character, they would cast you like this to make you seem like an asshole. Unfortunately, that's just your face.
Yeah. He every, movie from the early 2000s that took place in a frat house or high school, that
had one
freaking slimy white guy best friend that you're just how does nobody see all the red flags? He gives everybody the ick. That is what this guy looks like to me.
Yep, 100%.
And somehow they always still have a fiance or a wife or tons of girlfriends. I'm like, how?
Yep. Yep. His fiance, by the way, stuck with him through the trial and quite a ways after. Yeah, I think they did not get married. I think they eventually broke up, but she steadfastly stuck by him through it all. As did, speaking of, the next picture you can go to, his family. They were devastated. They said, this is not the son I know. Like, he's a good person. He's a good boy. I can't believe that, like, this is so out of character for him.
And of course,
and then the picture after that.
Like, sorry, of course, in this
the father.
image, the dad is up front, and I'm assuming the daughter and the wife are behind him.
Yeah.
Like, of course they don't get to speak about it. Of course they don't get to show a united front as a family. Like, obviously, I'm not saying they should have, because this guy was a piece of work, but I can see where the son gets the mentality of, I need to have power over other people. Just in that body language.
Yeah. Yeah. And the next image is the actual typed up speech the father gave to the press after walking out of the sentencing for his son. So, I mean, maybe his family are good people. They seem very remorseful and very regretful, and but not once, and everything that I read did I read anything like of, if my son did, obviously my son did do this, he took responsibility for it, he's where he needs to be. Like, I didn't see anything like that in any of this, and maybe they just weren't in the right headspace for that. But zero acknowledgement of, at least he's still alive, whereas Annie Lee's family doesn't get that. You know?
I mean,
it does
specifically says in this, I'm proud of him for taking responsibility for his actions.
Yeah.
What?
He gets a participation trophy, guys, for taking responsibility for his... He didn't go to the police and say, I did it, trust me. This is where you're going to find her body, I fucked up. No, he didn't take responsibility until he was
backed into a corner, and then responsibility was shoved at him, and he had no better option than to
he took the easiest out of responsibility.
And he didn't plead guilty until well after the arrest, and the court dates were set, and there were hearings. Like, until it was absolute, there was going to be some sort of sentence that he had to serve out. He did not take responsibility.
Yeah.
And he didn't take responsibility for all of his crimes. So there's also that one. Plus, like, the last paragraph, like, it just bothers me. Like, it's like, I get it. I get that it must be so hard as well for, like, the families of you know, people like that. Because it's like, there's nothing to say that they're bad people, right? Like you said, Amy, they could just be in a bad headspace because this is, like, a shock to them. And that's totally fine. Honestly, probably shouldn't have said anything. Because it's like that entire last paragraph of it's like, I just can't, like, almost feels like it's like, well, I just can't acknowledge, like, or accept that he is like that. And, like, that's all it says. Like, I can't accept that he's like that. And it's like, well, but he is. So it's like, it's fine. And like, you're a parent. So it's like, if you're going to tell me, like, you know, he did a horrible thing and, like, of course justice has to be served, but he's still my son. Like, I can't help but, like, love him.
Yeah.
Despite that, like, you know, no one can really
I would get that.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of still a fucked situation, but, like, you didn't do it. But, like, to just, the last paragraph just, like, creeps me out. Because, like, you'll have to put this one on the Instagram. Because it just, like, feels like such a, I mean, I'm writing this situation off.
Yeah. They do start
very happy.
They do start it with talking about the Lee family and their loss. But we extend our sympathy to them. As if this could have been something that happened to them and they would be saddened. They do not say sorry at all. And I know it's a big thing, especially for women. And not in the sense of, like, committing crimes, but in general, saying sorry for things that you are not responsible for. But I think in this instance, a sorry for what my son did to your daughter, I am so sorry for your loss would have been extremely appreciated and acceptable to say. That should be the only thing you fucking say, honestly. Fuck the rest of this shit. Just say sorry, my son's an asshole.
Yeah. To me, there were two things about this that were just, it just seemed like a slap in the face, first of all. It just seemed like, the way it got turned around to how it affected their family and how, you know, at the end, Ray did the right thing. And like, it was such a slap in the face that I just found the whole thing very unpalatable. And then the other thing, and maybe this is because of, you know, the life that I have, not once is the fiance mentioned. Like, I feel awful for her family, but what about let's be honest, not that she was going to leave her family behind, but she was going to start an entirely new life, the rest of her life, with somebody that isn't even mentioned or acknowledged or anything.
Yeah.
Like, that was just so, it made me ill. I was just like, this poor fiance, this poor guy.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, too, that I just picked up from this. The third paragraph, and he says that his son expressed extreme remorse from the very beginning and sobbed uncontrollably.
Didn't go to the police with that,
First of all,
boo-hoo.
Boys should be allowed to cry, we'll say that. But don't talk about your son sobbing uncontrollably to try and gain sympathy and also remorse from the very beginning? Really?
No. Remorse from the beginning of when he was caught.
Yeah. Exactly. The beginning of when he was caught, unless he had gone to the family and told them about it before the police got involved and arrested him and shit. Which again,
went to tell daddy
went
about
crying to daddy. What do I do? How do we fix this? I need you to get me a lawyer. Which again is this entire attitude in this from the image above as well of the father is like, I think he got some of that attitude and issues from his father. I really do. I don't know his dad,
and
but that's the vibe I get.
That's the thing too, is like, and again, like I'm gonna go with a grain of salt, because it's like, you know, we don't know the family, and like it could just be, this man could just be really shit with words, and he could have thought like that he was
in complete shock. Just
he could have thought like, you know, this is the stuff that like, you know, I've been telling myself to like cope with it. Maybe if I say it, it will help them too, right? Like I'm willing to give. You know,
I'm willing to think that dad was trying. That
I'm hoping
the only reason he made this statement is because he was trying to help Annie Lee's family heal in some way. Like you're right, Amber. I'm willing to give him the benefit, but again, I feel horrible that the fiance is in no 100%. Way taken into account 100%. In this.
And
it's
I feel
just
horrible for him.
Awful slap in the face.
And then horrible for the family too. Like, you're right, Joe. Like that middle paragraph talking about like his son sobbing and stuff like that. It's not about, like you said, boys can cry. It's not about gender. It's about like the murderer. I don't really care if the murderer is tortured by their actions, because they're a murderer and they should be tortured by their actions.
They did
this to themselves.
They're not a good person. They're not like, it's not like, oh, they're a great person who slipped up one time. No.
No, this
great
is not a one-time slip up.
Don't do that. Good people don't do that.
No. It's like just one of those things where it's like, it's like I'm hoping. I'll phrase it that way. I am hoping this letter actually came from a good place, because otherwise, like, go fuck yourself. But
I resign.
It being probably on either side of that, like, family
might
dynamic,
have come from a good place, but I still think it did another. Like, if I were her family and I heard this
is another blow.
It would just be like another knife in my heart. Like, I would not want to hear
100%. I would lose my shit.
Yeah.
I resign my right to be a judgmental bitch, and I still say that I do not get good vibes from this. I think it was very self-centered, but whatever. grain of salt, as you guys said. Very, very tiny grain of salt in my pool here. My pool of judgmental bitchiness.
Yeah. You know, it's fine. We get to balance each other out. Every once in a while,
That's
we
fair.
just like pass the salt around. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one episode,
Catch
one
the
of us
bitch
has
stick
all the salt.
around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to, I don't have anything more after, like, I don't want to talk about Raymond Clark anymore. I don't want to give him any more airtime.
Yeah.
I don't, but, except for this one little tidbit that I do want to end on. I know I threw a lot of numbers and dates and things out there. But the gist of it is that Raymond Clark will, in fact, be released from prison in 2053. So, in less than 20 years from now, he will be a free man.
God.
Oh, we're already over halfway through a sentence. That's gross. That's gross to think about.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't enjoy that very much.
Yeah, so wah wah wah.
Anywho.
Bad ending note, but those are the facts, ladies. Those are the facts.
Oh.
Well, those facts suck.
Yep.
So
Can I get a rewrite of facts?
So yeah, I don't know how many of our listeners are ever gonna, visit the Yale campus. But as far as I know, these two buildings are still there. They're still in existence. You can still see them. You cannot get in them. Badge access. I imagine even better badge access now. I mean, even better security measures. So, but they are still there. So,
yeah, for the love of God, please do not try to break into a badge access building.
Seriously.
Please, guys. Please.
Oh.
Especially where...
So, yeah, that's... Go on.
I was just going to say, especially where, like, a bunch of postdoc graduate work is being done for scientific purposes, medicinal purposes, that could benefit society. Don't break in and fuck up their shit on accident.
Yeah. Please leave those students alone. They need all the safety and concentration they can get in their lives. So please don't harass the Yale students, everybody. All right, ladies. So once again, I'm Amy.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Joe.
And this has been Murderous, Mysterious, and Macabre. If you like this episode, please leave a rating and review and consider sharing our podcast with your friends. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. If you like what we do, please consider joining our Patreon found in the link below.
That's all, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, bye.
Bye.
Bye.